Between late 2023 and mid-2025, America was engaged in one of the most dangerous unseen battles at sea that barely anyone knew about. How the Houthi rebels challenged the United States Navy to battle in the Red Sea with an unknown number of suicide bombers using explosive-laden boats. What the U.S. Navy did to stop them is truly unbelievable. Welcome to the Red Sea, where trade and oil tankers are traveling through an area controlled by Yemen's Houthi rebels. The waters are calm and serene, but beneath the surface there is a brewing conflict between the Houthi rebels and the U.S. Navy. The stakes are high and the battle lines are drawn. The Houthis are a group of Iranian-backed Shia Muslim rebels who have been fighting against the Yemeni government since 2014. They aim to overthrow the internationally recognized government and establish their own rule in the country. As a result of the conflict, they have seized control of Yemen's west coast, including the vital Bab el-Mandab Strait, which connects the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden and is a crucial shipping route for international trade. However, despite being designated as a terrorist organization by the United Nations and the United States, the Houthi rebels have managed to obtain naval capabilities that pose a significant threat to international shipping. They have a variety of boats ranging from small speedboats to larger vessels that can carry heavy loads. These boats are often used to smuggle weapons and other supplies into Yemen's western coast and to launch attacks on merchant ships passing through the area. In recent years, the Houthis have escalated their attacks on commercial ships, hijacking vessels and demanding ransoms for their release. They have also targeted military vessels, including those of the U.S. Navy, which has a significant presence in the region due to its ongoing war on terror. In fact, the U.S. Navy is currently engaged in one of the most dangerous and important battles at sea that you probably never heard about. It is a battle against the Houthis and their growing naval threat in the Red Sea. But what makes this battle so unique is the fact that the enemy isn't just hiding and firing from afar. Instead, they're using a tactic known as human wave attack. Human wave attacks are unconventional military tactics that involve large numbers of soldiers overwhelming enemy defenses through sheer numbers rather than relying on superior firepower or technology. This method is commonly associated with amphibious assaults on land, but it can also be adapted for naval warfare. To understand how the Houthis are carrying out human wave attacks at sea, it helps to know more about their tactics and motivations. First, the Houthis have a strong ideological motivation for carrying out attacks on U.S. naval vessels. They view the U.S. presence in the region as a threat to their religious and political interests, and they see attacks on U.S. ships as a way to drive American forces out of the region. Second, the Houthis have access to a large pool of recruits, particularly among the impoverished population in Yemen's western coastal areas. These recruits are often willing to undertake dangerous missions, such as suicide attacks, in order to achieve their ideological goals. Finally, the Houthis have developed a sophisticated understanding of naval warfare and have studied U.S. naval tactics and procedures extensively. They know how to exploit weaknesses in U.S. ship defenses and how to carry out attacks that inflict maximum damage. One of the main challenges facing the U.S. Navy in the Red Sea is the fact that the Houthis operate in a swarm-like manner, making them difficult to target and destroy. The Houthis' use of small, fast boats allows them to move quickly and unpredictably, making it difficult for U.S. ships to track and engage them. Additionally, the Houthis often carry out attacks in large groups, which makes it hard for U.S. ships to defend against them without causing friendly fire incidents. There have been several instances where the Houthis have carried out successful attacks on U.S. Navy ships in the Red Sea. In one incident, a Houthi suicide bomber rammed his boat into a U.S. Navy ship, causing significant damage to the vessel. Another incident involved the Houthis' use of a remote-controlled boat laden with explosives, which was used to attack a U.S. Navy ship. These attacks have resulted in the death and injury of U.S. sailors and have also caused millions of dollars in damage to U.S. Navy ships. In response to these threats, the U.S. Navy has implemented a number of measures to protect its ships and personnel in the Red Sea. These measures include increased surveillance and reconnaissance patrols, as well as the use of advanced sensors and weapon systems to detect and engage Houthi boats. Additionally, the U.S. Navy has worked with other international navies, including those of Saudi Arabia and Jordan, to conduct joint patrols and operations in the region. These efforts have helped to reduce the frequency and effectiveness of Houthi attacks, but the threat remains. As the battle between the U.S. Navy and the Houthis continues, there are several key questions that remain unanswered. Can the U.S. Navy develop effective strategies and tactics to counter the Houthis' unique approach to naval warfare? How will the Houthis respond to U.S. efforts to contain their naval threat, and what impact will this conflict have on international shipping and the global economy? Only time will tell how this conflict will ultimately be resolved. But one thing is clear: the battle between the U.S. Navy and the Houthis is a testament to the evolving nature of naval warfare in the 21st century. And now let's get back to the video. To combat the Houthi threat, the U.S. Navy has deployed some of its most advanced warships and aircraft to the region, including the USS Gerald R. Ford, an advanced aircraft carrier equipped with fighter jets and other aircraft capable of carrying out airstrikes against Houthi targets, the USS Thomas Hudner, a guided missile destroyer designed to detect and engage enemy ships and aircraft using advanced radar and weapon systems, and the USS Ramage, another guided missile destroyer with similar capabilities to the Thomas Hudner. These warships are supported by a variety of aircraft, including the F/A-18 Super Hornet, a multi-role fighter jet that can carry out air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. The F/A-18 Super Hornet has a range of advanced sensors and weapons, including the AIM-9X Sidewinder missile, an advanced infrared heat-seeking missile that can be used to engage Houthi boats at night or in adverse weather conditions. The EA-18G Growler, an electronic warfare aircraft that can disrupt and jam Houthi communications and radar systems, making it easier for U.S. ships and aircraft to detect and engage Houthi targets. And the MQ-4C Triton, a remotely piloted surveillance aircraft that can provide real-time intelligence and surveillance data on Houthi activities in the region. Despite these advanced capabilities, the U.S. Navy has struggled to effectively counter the Houthi threat due to the group's use of unconventional tactics such as human wave attacks. The U.S. Navy has had to adapt its tactics and procedures to deal with the Houthi threat and has implemented measures such as increased surveillance and reconnaissance patrols, as well as the use of advanced sensors and weapon systems to detect and engage Houthi boats. Additionally, the U.S. Navy has worked with other international navies to conduct joint patrols and operations in the region in an effort to contain the Houthi naval threat. However, the Houthis continue to pose a significant challenge to international shipping and the U.S. Navy's efforts to maintain freedom of navigation in the Red Sea. The battle between the U.S. Navy and the Houthis is a complex and evolving conflict with significant implications for regional stability and the global economy. The Houthis have demonstrated a willingness to use unconventional tactics to achieve their goals and pose a significant threat to international shipping and the U.S. Navy's presence in the region. As the conflict continues, it will be important to monitor developments closely and analyze the implications for U.S. foreign policy and national security. So what do you think? How do you think the battle between the U.S. Navy and the Houthis will ultimately be resolved? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now check out this video on the deadliest ship in the world. The USS Gerald R. Ford is a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier that is the largest and most advanced warship in the world. With a displacement of over 100,000 tons and a crew of over 5,000 sailors, it is a formidable force on the high seas. The ship is equipped with a new electromagnetic aircraft launch system which allows for the launch of heavier aircraft such as the F/A-XX Super Hornet and the Navy's newest fighter jet, the F/A-35C Lightning II. The ship also features a dual-band radar system which can simultaneously track multiple targets on the ground and in the air, making it a powerful tool for air traffic control and air defense. Overall, the USS Gerald R. Ford is a marvel of modern engineering and a powerful symbol of American military might.